Hello and welcome back to Out of the Park Baseball 26 and the playthrough of the Los Angeles Codgers, a team where every player has to be at least 34 years old. So we've been kind of fumbling and bumbling through free agency, made a couple mistakes. A little housekeeping from the last episode. I did somehow, after talking about how Tim LeCastro was too young for the team, I somehow drafted him in Rule 5 anyway, straight after that. So I immediately had to trade him away. I just got a little minor leaguer for him, no big deal. And then I had offered a contract to Spencer Turnbull, who, as it turned out, wasn't turning 34 until pretty late into next season. So as far as the old guys who are still left, Marcell Ozuna's demand has come down to about $20 million. JT Realmuto's demand has gone up to $26 million. And everybody else is pretty much the same. Mike Yastrzemski is the one guy I really wish I would have gotten. He wants about $13 million, and that would have probably been affordable for us if I hadn't blown all our money on the Miguel Rojas deal. But live and learn. We're sitting on about $10 million at the moment, and we've also made some offers. We've been going back and forth with David Robertson. I've withdrawn my offer to him a couple of times. Every time he jacks up the price, I go ahead and withdraw and wait for him to approach me, which he's done. It's been a lot like a toxic dating environment with David Robertson. Let's hope we get this done real quick. Nick Ahmed, we're still waiting on him to sign for $1.88 million. He's going to sit down in AAA, and if something goes wrong with any of my infielders, he will be up. And then I've got some minor leaguers to help fill out my Dominican League, which was a little short on players. And then I got some dudes on minor league contracts with major league options. And they will come up if we are in dire straits and we absolutely need them. And we did have something interesting happen. We had the event where one of the players is trying to start a charity, and that was Yusei Kikuchi. And what that's going to do, I'm going to go for it. It's going to drop our funds down into the negative. The game will allow you to start the charity even if you don't have the funds immediately to do it, which is a little strange, maybe exploitive, but it will raise our fan interest back up to average, most likely. It'll at least give it a bump, and it'll bump our fan interest as well, which could use some help. So if that happens, and I think our ticket price is about correct at $40, we're going to get an 8% increase in season tickets, and an average attendance should be going up a bit. And we do have some popular players on the team. We've got some pretty good team chemistry. Marcus Semien is our captain, Nolan Arenado, James Tyone leaders, and James Tyone also a spark plug. And all of these, a lot of these players do have the ability to just kind of pop up and be a leader or a spark plug or a captain. And so I figure this will kind of be changing dynamically throughout the season if we need it. Our personnel are getting along pretty well. We've got at least one positive relationship for everybody except for our third base coach. Only one negative relationship going on between our hitting coach and our pitching coach, which, shouldn't be a big deal. And then I did go ahead and fire our assistant GM, and I brought in a guy who would improve our coach cohesion a little bit. Our coaches are a legendary catching coach, outstanding infield and outfield coaches, and excellent running coach. I think that's a pretty good compromise, considering that most of our coaches are legendary or outstanding when it comes to dealing with aging. And that's going to be super important. Another super important thing, we've got Rick Jameson. Hopefully he'll stick around a few years. It would be great if he would at least finish out the 5 years of his contract, because the game does not generate team trainers like this very often. In fact, I've actually never seen it generate a team trainer as good as Rick Jameson. So we will hope that that holds out. And we're getting pretty close to the start of the season. We'll get our development lab results soon and the international amateur free agents. Some of the last big contracts of the offseason are coming in now. Kyle Tucker going to make about $42 million a year for 5 years. I guess that's an okay deal. Seems a bit high, but I've actually seen that contract be well over $50 million. Another player who sometimes in the first year of free agency goes over $50 million is Ranger Suarez. And I find that incredibly weird, but even in this save, he's, up to 40 million, then 36 million at age 35 and 36. There's no way Ranger Suarez is worth that, if you ask me. I mean, he's a good pitcher in this game, but yeah, he's a clubhouse cancer, and yeah, I've just never had a whole lot of success when I've signed him in the past, so who knows. But we're on to the international amateur free agents, and if we take a look at them, I have some guys shortlisted. There are some particularly excellent players. This starting pitcher, the Snake, Armando Baldenegro. Let's see what OSA thinks of him. OSA doesn't think much of him at all. My scout thinks he's a potential outlier, and I think we might go for that because it's a high variance play, which is kind of what we want. But there are also a lot of other good choices. There's some big bats here. You've got Jorge Mata with a lot of power and eye, good contact, not the greatest fielding. There was a center fielder in here as well. Was it Martinez? Yeah, Martinez has got a big bat, looks to be a solid prospect. And there was a third baseman. I believe there's also a great shortstop. Yeah, he's not really a third baseman. He's a first baseman, Carlos Castillo. And shortstop John Olivares, looking really good. His name is Evil Ways, which is interesting. The infield range being 65 is really good. That bodes well for his future development. He is durable. And he just got the all-around best bat. Let's see what OSA thinks of him. Pretty much the same. Pretty close. Yeah. So, I think it's up to a choice between this starting pitcher who has 6 pitches, 5 of them plus, 3 of them plus pitches, and good everything. And then probably the shortstop. You could also go for one of the outfielders with a ton of power, or this third baseman with a ton of power as well. I think for my game, what I will possibly get the best value out of is either the pitcher or the shortstop. And I'm just going to take a flyer on the shortstop. We're going to go ahead and offer him the entire 4.75. The idea here is I just want trade value. And you're really flipping a coin here. It may or may not work out that way. And since we're not a super popular team, it's possible that he will get snagged out from under us and we'll have to try to go with somebody else. And in that case, we'll pick the pitcher or one of the power-hitting outfielders. And as expected, Yusei Kikuchi is asking the team for help. So what I'm going to do before this, because I can start a charity, even though I think it's 16 million, even though my total available money is only 10. What I am going to do is probably go back into free agency and make another offer to somebody. Let me see where my pending offers are at. A couple random minor leaguers. So I like these minor league option contracts. These are all fine. David Robertson is my last kind of holdout. And I think we're going to go ahead and continue on with that $2.8 million deal. So I can probably afford to pick up one more player, do the charity event, go into the red, and kind of look at things from there. One thing I could try to do is sign Mike Yastrzemski, even though I don't necessarily need him. His defense is good, and he is a little better, in my estimation, than Mike Tauchman. Let's take a look at Tauchman again real quick. Tauchman does have that good eye. He's got good contact in BABIP, which is great. He's got the similar left field defense. They're both 35 years old. They've both been performing reasonably well. He's put up positive WAR in his last 2 seasons. And Mike Yastrzemski's struggling just a little bit more. Hasn't gotten quite as much playing time either. He's not fragile. He's normal injury proneness. And, he's got good work ethic. I think he's definitely a better player than Mike Tauchman. Is he better enough that I would pay him $13 million? Let's see what we're paying Mike Tauchman. Whoops, I need to go into salaries. So we're paying Mike Tauchman $6.8 million. And that's a really good deal for us. I want to see if there is league interest in him. And if I retain all of that contract, does somebody want him? Yeah, I could get Adley Rutschman for him. What in the world is going on here? Okay, let me reset this to just veterans. That's crazy. Let me see if there's any off-the-wall offers for veteran players. So far, it looks like everybody just wants to trade in a prospect for the most part. When's Jose Trevino going to be eligible? Next offseason. Let's keep an eye on this gentleman. He's a captain. He's got brilliant catcher ratings. It doesn't matter how he hits. He's going to be a plus catcher in this game. Let's see. Nobody I'm super loving here. No, none of the sort of premium players I've been looking out for. How's Tanner Banks looking? Ooh, Tanner Banks is looking really good. I wonder if I try to flip Tauchman for Tanner Banks and someone else, and then go after Yastrzemski. I wonder how that would work out. That's an interesting move. I don't know that it's smart to try it because I could get myself hung out to dry. Ooh, we could pick up Robert Suarez or Jason Adam. I did not realize Tauchman had such value. I traded Reed Detmers for him, I believe, which I didn't feel like I was giving up all that much. But the game disagrees. They think he's worth a lot. What a gamble, huh? Okay, so these are the offers I'm getting if I retain all of him. Let's check out. I think the best guy, strongest pitcher's got to be Robert Suarez. Let me see how much they really want Mike Tauchman. Are they willing to take his contract? They are. How much of Suarez are they willing to keep? Oh, they're broke. Okay. So they're willing to keep $1.2 million. What if I take something else off their hands? Okay, so they are interested. So I would have to lay out. I'm not going to be able to profit off of this at all, I don't think. Okay. So they just, okay. This could be an interesting move for the team. It would be a financial wash. And this would leave me, if I did this, it wouldn't touch my money much. It would leave me with around $10 million. So I could take that $10 million and offer like $9 million up front to Yastrzemski on the first year and then pay him off on the back end and just get a better left fielder. Very interesting. Let me see. Now, I swear in scouting, I swear he was better than this and he declined, but I'm not seeing the report on that. Huh. Okay. I'm going to have a think about this move. I think it's a really interesting decision. I mean, it will really stretch us financially. Like, it'll put us far into the red. But then again, our owner in a couple of days is going to sort of reestablish our budget. So maybe he gives us more money because we did get a budget cut. If I go back, let's see, into accounting. So we got cut $14 million. And if we get that $14 million back, I think it's probably worth it. I will think about it some more and get back. Okay, you know what? No gamble, no future. We're going to ditch Mike Tauchman. We're going in to get Robert Suarez. We're going to have to pay most of that contract. But we're only losing $50,000 on the deal. And we're picking up a pile of minor leaguers who I'm hoping at least one of them catches some good TCR. They're all 2.5 stars. They're all fairly legit. They're among sort of the better 2.5 star guys as far as prospects go. So we're going to do this, and then we are going to absolutely have to pick up Yastrzemski or we are sunk. So let's do it. Okay, so here's Mike Yastrzemski's demand. He wants 5 years. I'm not willing to do 5 years. I'll see if he wants to do 3. And we're not including a no trade clause. Absolutely not. And he does not get an option. So 13 million. So I'm going to have to offer him something like 8 in his first year. And then I'll have to kick that up on the back end. 8 and then two $15 million years. And let's go ahead and make that a team option with a $3 million buyout, which is more than fair if you think about it. And that's offering him almost the AAV he's looking for. It is offering him through his age 37 season, which is quite generous. So let's see what he thinks about it. Okay, we're close. He wants the no trade clause. So I'm going to see if he'll do a team option with a no trade clause, and I'll drop the team buyout down to $2.5 million. Save a little bit of money. And he wants that $13 million up front, but unfortunately I can't give it to him. I can give him 85. And if we offer the no trade clause, I think he's going to be okay with this. Oof. Okay, he wants the option still. And I have to drop that first year's salary, unfortunately. So let's go 14.5 and 13.5. That's AAV of 12.1. Very close to his asking. And yeah, I guess I'm going to cave. I'm going to give him everything. I'm going to give him the no trade clause. I'm going to give him the option because that's really what's going to swing this deal. It's more about that than it is the money. So let's go. All right. $8.5 million. We can afford that next year. And now that we have $2 million left in our budget, now we're going to go and we're going to really just pour in that charity money for Mr. Kikuchi's cause here. And we've started a charity, and yeah, it's a little bit of an exploit, but you know what? It's going to be worth it. We're going to go way into the red, and hopefully that fan loyalty is going to pop up to average, and then that fan interest will pop up a little bit too, hopefully. And I think Yastrzemski's got to take that deal. I don't think there's anything better out there for him, and so we are all in on it, so let's hope it happens. So the preseason begins, and our owner was not generous with us. He left our budget at $234 million. So unfortunately, in a moment, we're going to go really negative. Let's see if that team event pops off here in a second. Okay, we've lost you on Moncada, which is unfortunate. Mike Yastrzemski is happy with the deal, which is good. It's too bad we don't get any sort of compensation for him, but that's okay. Andy Otero, John Gray inks their deals. Let's see who that leaves us with. Okay, last offer on the table is Mike Yastrzemski. We're going to have to sweat this one out. And no word about our charity, so let's go ahead and fast forward another day or two. Spencer Turnbull wants to revisit contract talks. Can't do it, buddy. You're not old enough. Next year, okay? And Mike Yastrzemski inks his deal. So very cool. So we're sitting on allegedly $7.5 million now. I'm not sure how that math all worked out. But we're going to go into the lineups. We're going to slap Mr. Yastrzemski and Mr. Robinson over. We do get to cut some pitchers, which is awesome. And there you go, our new left fielder. Let's set that to left field. And now we'll have to look at the team, see what OSA thinks of us. You know what? We're a respectable team. They're underrating Michael Taylor big time, which is good. And they're probably underrating Arenado a little bit. Miggy they probably got about right. And then Tom Murphy is, look, we wanted JT or Salvi Perez or something, but, we'll take Tom Murphy. He's okay. And the rest of everything looks really good. Mike Trout has slipped in OSA's evaluation. They think he's lost a tick of power and eye. And who knows, they might be right. But we'll hope our scout is the one who is correct. Hall of Fame results on January 21st. Carlos Beltran gets in. This time it looks like Andrew Jones isn't going to make it in. It's kind of a coin flip with him, whether he makes it or not. Manny drops off. And it looks like, yeah, Alex Rodriguez is going to make it. Chase Utley and Ryan Braun might both have a chance. Pettit, no chance. Abreu, no chance. Vizquel, no chance. Jimmy Rollins has a very outside chance of making it. Probably won't either, though. So, okay, that went about like it normally does. Okay, folks, we officially have the craziest contract of the offseason. Edwin Diaz is going to make about $28 million, which is pretty crazy in itself. But Ryan O'Hearn, who isn't bad, don't get me wrong, Miami's paying $41 million for the guy. Yeah, through his age 35 season, at least. So that happened in baseball. It's February 4th, and we've reached a time in free agency when a lot of players have drastically dropped their contract demands. And this is where we're going to offer Austin Hedges a minor league contract. And then a guy like Mitch Garver, we're going to offer him a minor league option contract. And that's for the catchers. And if we just sort by all players, we're going to see I've offered outfielders Seth Brown and Willie, I think it's Cuellar. Second baseman Kyle Farmer, who could be a utility guy if we absolutely need him. He is a spark plug, which is good. I didn't want to have to play with Kyle Farmer, but if I can have him in my minor leagues, awesome. And a few pitchers, Kyle Gibson, Dinelson, Lamet, and Michael Lorenzen, who's looking maybe okay. Good stamina. So if these guys can all hang out in AAA, along with like Spencer Turnbull, we're going to let him age out till September in our minor league system. Jace Peterson isn't the worst thing I've ever seen, so super glad to have him in minor league ball. And then I'll probably make a couple other offers. I think we offered, Jose Abreu. He's still got a little bit of bat on him, so we might be able to bring him up to hit if somebody just cannot hit the ball. And I might find myself a third baseman like John Bertie. In fact, what a runner he is. No reason not to sign him. He's an Iron Man. He can sit in my minor league organization as well. It's now February 16th, and every single player I offered a minor league contract to has accepted. So my AAA team is full of major league vets that are like age 33, 34 and up, and there are 53 players there now. So I'm going to have to do some moving around. I'm going to move a lot of those guys to AA also, especially if I have a couple good like captains and maybe spread those good personalities out. Just to help everyone develop and stay happy. The Trash Pandas are horrible. They're like 2-star guys at best. I have no prospects in AA. So hopefully having the presence of some veterans will help them out a little bit. And spring training has begun. I have filled this up with all 60 players, hoping that the AI is just going to substitute like crazy for us. I'm not going to go in and change all my strategy settings and all that just yet. I will let the AI handle that. But we're going to jump into the schedule, and we're going to cross our fingers. And, oh boy, I thought that was going to be an injury right off the bat. Okay, no improvement for Trout. Outstanding strength and conditioning for Stanton. Somewhat fragile to normal, bordering on fragile proneness. That's very good. And it said he increased his power potential by 5, but he's actually regressed from 80 to 75 somehow. Not sure how that works. But he did get a potential power improvement, which is great. Yu Darvish, strength and conditioning. He's now normal, bordering on fragile. Very, very good result. And Nathan Eovaldi, his splitter is better now. So good. That's only going to help. And, Travis d'Arnaud. Let's see what happens. Strength and conditioning program, poor. No noticeable changes. Very, very good. Okay. Make sure there were no other noticeable changes. Hey, Clark Schmidt added some velo. And Patrick Halligan, what did he do? Stamina? I don't know. Who knows? But no disasters. So let's continue simming through spring training. I'm going to go day by day because I'm waiting for that event to come up where the team announces a charity. right now we're below average and 56 fan interest. So I want to see what that changes when that event does happen. And first injury, Drew Brzezinski, 3 to 4 weeks, sprained elbow. Is that a day-to-day? That sounded like a day-to-day. It is. Anthony Rendon should be back in about a month. Let's hope he retires. Okay, nothing there. Man, I want that charity event to happen. Okay, let's go ahead and sim through the month, and then we will get our hopefully not bad news about player development on February 1st, or whatever that is, March 1st. Okay, March 1st development update. Steven Okert, reliever, dropped stuff and movement. So that's bad, but it's not a disaster. And then I do see, unfortunately, Mike Trout has lost power and right field defense ratings. No, not so soon. Okay, well, the decline has looks like it's going to start kicking in pretty hard this year. So that stinks. It's now March 2nd, and I just realized last week I made a huge mistake. When the development programs finished, I didn't put them into short programs that very day. And so, therefore, I am missing out on 8 potential, like, probably fielding improvements or maybe base running improvements. So that's going to be kind of a big hit. You never, ever want to miss development. It's just, like, free progress for your players. So shame on me. That's a bad one. So we have made it through spring training without any major injuries, which has got to be some kind of miracle. And if we look at our stats from spring training, not that they're very important, it did look like Robbie Ray was struggling the most. But everybody else pitched all right. And our bullpen, it's a little hard to say because no one got more than about 10 innings. But no gigantic issues there either. In the batting lineups, we had a bit of a mixed bag. Mike Trout hitting for a solid OPS, 6 home runs during spring training, which is good. Nolan Arenado with an 846 OPS, very good. And nobody else really hit the cover off the ball. If we go to plate appearances, Altuve had a good batting average, not the strongest OPS. Mike Yastrzemski, okay performance, I guess. He hit a few home runs, which is good. Stanton struggled, could barely hit the ball. Let's see who else. Adam Frazier did okay. Rojas couldn't hit. Semien hit okay. 787 OPS is decent. Catcher Tom Murphy not doing so hot. Michael Taylor not doing so hot. But that is okay. Spring training results I found have very, very little correlation to regular season performance. But it is nice to see some of our guys hitting them. And it has been a long, grueling, and uncertain off-season, and a very expensive one, too. And we're down to just a few $1 million, and we are about to play our opening day game against Tampa Bay. In the preseason predictions, the game thinks we're going to go 78 and 84, which would be, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I expect to happen, too. Although I really want to go 500. If we can do that, that will be amazing. It thinks that Nathan Eovaldi is going to be one of the top pitchers in the league. Let's hope so, because that deal cost us a lot. It thinks the Yankees, the Tigers, and the Mariners are going to prevail. We'll see if that happens. In the National League, it's got the Mets, the Cubs. Well, it's got the Cubs tying with the Brewers. And it's got the Dodgers winning 100 games. And I'll tell you what, they had better win 100 games with the amount of money they're spending. The game not projecting a ton of home runs in the National League. And projecting another big year for Kyle Schwarber, who in the lore of this game hit 64 home runs last year, which is pretty cool. Although it did not stop Aaron Judge from taking home the MVP with his 8.2 WAR season. And it is about time to roll, so let's have one more look at the roster. Nathan Eovaldi is our starting pitcher. Robbie Ray, Yusei Kikuchi, Yu Darvish, who's a pretty decent fourth starter, and James Taillon, who is kind of your typical lackluster fifth starter, but I think he'll be pretty good. And if he's not good, we've got Patrick Corbin, and he's a very similar profile, and I think he might do okay as well. Robert Suarez is going to be our closer. He is a beast, and let's hope he stays a beast and keeps throwing 100 miles an hour. Kyle Finnegan and set up another hard thrower, another great fastball. That's mostly what we're looking for out of these old guys. Raisel Iglesias, the AI demoted him down to a middle relief role, which I thought was interesting. I would have put him in a dual stopper role with Robert Suarez, but the game thinks I should have a closer, and it doesn't think that Raisel Iglesias should be a setup man, so I'm going to go ahead and listen to the game. I'm going to let him play in middle relief. Mark Leiter Jr., pretty decent reliever. David Robertson, the oldest guy on the team at 40, still looking pretty sharp. He's on a 1-year deal with us. Huáscar Brazoban is a Rule 5 pick, so I will send him back to the Mets if I need to. I'm not totally attached to him. And then Steven Okert, another lefty. He's going to be our specialist, and yeah, he just looks reasonably solid. So a decent pitching staff. I would say an average pitching staff, maybe slightly above average, just because a lot of teams are going to have a couple stinkers on their relief squad, and we don't really have anybody terrible. On the field, we've got Yastrzemski in left, Miggy Taylor in center, Mike Trout in right, Marcus Semien holding down second base, Miguel Rojas at short, Nolan Arenado at third, and Jose Altuve has now moved over to first. He has reached about a 50 fielding potential during spring training. I feel like that should be higher. I wonder if it's the fact that he's 5'6". That might have something to do with it. Okay. Well, there's not much I can do about it now. We've got a 5'6" first baseman. We're going to have to deal with that. I did not consider that. Giancarlo Stanton at DH, Tom Murphy behind the plate. Kyle Higashioka is going to be our backup catcher. Against lefties, Kyle is going to start every other game because he hits lefties pretty well, but he cannot hit righties. And then for our backups, Marisnik, what's his first name? Jake. I wasn't sure if it was Jake or James. Very solid backup. All you could ask for. Colton Wong is going to be our more of our super utility guy. He will back up secondary in the outfield and primary at second and short. Adam Frazier is going to be playing first and third base for us on our Arenado and Altuve's days off. And then Colton Wong will be filling in behind that. Backing up Stanton at the DH role, Wong and Frazier against righties, and then Higgy and Marisnik against lefties. It worked out pretty nicely, so we could have sort of a split on that. So that is the team, and it is time to get this thing rolling. The way I look at things, we've got 2 Miggies and a Higgy, and I don't think Tampa Bay is going to know how to deal with that. So let's see what happens. Game 1. Invalid secondary roster. What's going on here? Patrick Corbin. Oh, I didn't put Patrick Corbin on the 40-man, did I? Whoopsie. Yeah. Okay. Are we good? Adele booms 3 out of the park on opening day. Of course, he came from my team. Of course he would do that. Okay. One more try. And Mike Trout gets hurt on day 1 and we lose 2-5. Oh boy. So, this is kind of how the season is going to go, I think. It doesn't bode well. I mean, it is perfect that Mike Trout got injured on day 1. Fine. We'll deal with it. But there's going to be a lot of injury. There's going to be a lot of heartache. We have a gigantic AAA roster, thankfully. I was able to sign so many guys to minor league deals and option deals. So hopefully we can deal with all that, and we will get deeper into the season next time, and we'll run it at least to the All-Star break, see what happens there. So hope you join me for that. Thanks again for watching. So long, and take care.